Dane, the X Factor Sports Podcast is coming soon. It's coming. It's coming real soon. It's this spring. I'm excited. Can't wait to get it going. We're live streaming right now on all the channels you can follow on Instagram, YouTube, the X Factor Sports Podcast. Go ahead and check it. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're also live on the Facebook page as we speak, the X Factor Sports Podcast. Listen, this is a special episode. It's a pop-up. We're not premiering yet, but I want to get the name out there. I want you guys to see what I got going on, see what I'm doing. It's time to branch out and kind of do my own thing. So this is just a sample. And what time to do it better than March Madness Selection Sunday? All right. We saw all the games. Everybody checked out, all the conference championships this week. We heard everybody on the big networks. But now you're going to hear straight from me, all right? So everybody that follows, I appreciate you guys. Jay Mondane, the X Factor Sports Podcast is coming soon. Keep up and keep following me, and I will tell you when it is coming, the exact dates, the month, everything. I'll get that to you. You stay tuned to this episode or this quick pop-up. At the end of it, I'm going to tell you the month that I am going to be premiering, so stay tuned and check it out. So here, I just want to talk about March Madness. We saw the games. We saw the teams. We saw everybody. They made the picks. The bracket is out. If you want to play in the bracket, I am doing one through Pool Host, the website. I do one every single year, Bracket Buster 2023. If you want to join, it is for cash. First and second prizes for everybody. If you play, come jump into a bracket if you haven't gotten into one yet. Now let's get to why we're here. We saw the bracket. I want to know what you guys think. You can chime in. You can message. You can do whatever you want on this live stream. You can go on YouTube and do it as well. We saw the brackets. The number one seeds. We got Kansas. We got Alabama, SEC regular season and SEC conference tournament champions. Deservedly so, the number one overall seed. We got Purdue, who did the same in the Big Ten. They are the number one team in the Big Ten. They won the regular season and they won a conference tournament. And then we have Houston. Houston didn't win their conference tournament. They lost to Memphis. They had their star All-American guard actually got hurt, pulled his groin in the conference tournament. They lost to Memphis today. So congrats to Penny Hardaway, by the way, winning that conference tournament championship. That's big for his resume. But those are the four teams that are number one seeds. We got the number one overall in Alabama. We got KU. We got Houston, and we got just slipped my mind, the fourth one. I just said it. KU, Houston, Purdue. KU, Houston, Purdue, Alabama. All right. Out of those four, there's always one team that is probably least deserving than the other to get a number one seed. And I think it's obvious that it's Kansas. I mean, I live here in Kansas City, so I'm around KU fans. I could have went to some of the games. I'm not that far from the arena where it was played at. I get it. But let's keep it real. The reason that they are a number one seed is because of revenue and ticket sales. Okay? They're defending national champs. Everybody knows the Jayhawks, the logo, the emblem. They know what the University of Kansas represents when it comes to basketball. I get all that. But if we keeping it real and we talking real basketball, I don't know the last time a number one seed with 7 losses, they got 7. I don't know the last time a team with 7 losses got a one seed in the region that they're in, like that got that type of an advantage. Crazy to me. So if I'm being honest, I don't think KU deserve that number one seed. Usually when they do the regions, you want somebody from every corner of the U.S. to represent those regions. So you got the West, Midwest, East, and South, right? Alabama's the number one overall seed. They get in the South, as they should. I think Houston, they moved them to the West because they're the bottom of the 4 1 seeds. And usually when you're the last 1 seed, you get kind of an off region from your school, which is even crazier. I think KU is not even the lowest 1 seed, and they still got one. And KU's in the Midwest, and then Purdue's over East. I don't see how. 7 losses. Texas blew them out twice. At the end of the season, they got blown out. And then just to double down on it, in the Big 12 tournament championship, they got blew out again. So congrats to Texas for doing that with an interim head coach. They got a 2 seed in their region. But I think because of the loss that they had and how they lost to that Texas team, they should not have gotten a 1 seed. A 2 seed in the Midwest, maybe, but a 1 seed in their backyard just seems crazy to me. I mean, I'm seeing tweets, I'm seeing Facebook messages. Like, KU fans are actually mad that they got to drive 3 hours to go watch them play, like, which is crazy to me. Y'all shouldn't even have that seed, but I digress. The reason I say they shouldn't have it is because you got a 29-5 team in UCLA who won their Pac-12. They won their conference regular season just like KU did. And they're in a reputable conference. I think the Pac-12's got 4 or 5 teams representing their conference in the tournament. So it wasn't like it was a cupcake conference. But they only have 5 losses. They 29-5 and they're a 2 seed. I feel like they got punished for losing to Arizona in the Big 12 championship game. And then KU got rewarded because they're the best conference in the country. I'll give it to the Big 12. This year, they were the best regular season conference. They got like 7 or 8 teams in the tournament. So salute to them. But, I mean, come on. 7 losses and 2 bad losses. Like, they got blew out by the same team twice in the championship. So that's how I feel about it. I mean, it's all good. I get it. Like I said, I prefaced this in the beginning. It's all about revenue, ticket sales. More people are going to come out to see KU play, and they're a good team. It ain't like they don't deserve to be at least in the top 8 in the country, because that's what the seeding is, basically. They're basically saying after what happened to KU, they're still a top 4 team in the country. And I don't believe they are, honestly, with 7 losses. And a big loss like that, I believe UCLA, with only 5 losses, earned the right to get that spot, or at least have an argument for it. So y'all can go ahead and chime in. Y'all can message. Like I said, you can hop on the stream on YouTube. Check me out, X Factor Sports Podcast. We are streaming live right now on YouTube and on Instagram. Also streaming live on the X Factor Sports Podcast on Facebook. So that's where I'm at. I don't think that they should have gotten that seed, but they got it anyway. You still got to play the games that's in front of you. We'll see what happens. Also, another one that I feel like, and not too many people probably paid attention to this, more the basketball heads or the junkies like me probably did. North Carolina State getting into the tournament over Clemson. I think Clemson got robbed. I mean, think about it. If you were Clemson, you are watching a team you beat 3 times in the season. You beat them twice in the regular season play, and you beat them and knocked them out of the tournament, out of the ACC tournament, and you watch them get in the tournament. I would feel some type of way about that, especially if I'm a coach. Clemson should have a lot to gripe about. Every year is always 1 or 2 teams that could gripe about something. Excuse me. I think Clemson has the biggest gripe out of all of them, or they should. A team you beat 3 times in your conference and you get snubbed, you're one of the first 4 out, and they're the last one of the last 4 in. I don't see how they did that. So for those who don't understand how they do first 4 out and last 4 in, I should say that in reverse. Last 4 to get into the tournament, and then the first 4 out, meaning they were close but didn't get in. Basically what they're doing is 8 teams. You see, there's 35 teams that get automatic bids. An automatic bid is when you win your conference tournament, you're automatically in, regardless if you are going to get an at-large bid to get in the tournament. If you win your conference tournament, you get an automatic bid. So it typically helps other teams that are, quote-unquote, on the bubble. And so North Carolina State was one of those teams that were on the bubble. So the reason they were able to get in as an at-large bid is because somebody that was already going to make the tournament ended up winning their conference tournament and got the automatic bid anyway. So when it comes to last 4 in and first 4 out, after the automatic bids are placed, you get the at-large bids. And the way it should go is, okay, who are the next best 30 teams, however many it is, I think 30 left, in that pool that should be in the tournament. Those are your at-large bids based on record, strength of schedule, et cetera, et cetera. The fact that they lost 3 times to a team that's one of the first 4 out just seems crazy to me. So I think Clemson should have got in as well. You know, again, let me know your thoughts. Again, we're streaming. This is a pop-up. There's a sample of how the show is going to be. There's going to be a lot more bells and whistles. There's going to be special guests. There's going to be graphics at the bottom. There's going to be music. There's going to be a good time. I'm just popping in on you guys, testing out, working some of the kinks, seeing what it'll look like live on YouTube. So check me out. I appreciate everybody that's been following up to this point, the X Factor Sports Podcast. So that's where we at. We got, I believe, and this is my opinion, watching sports, playing sports, what I'm seeing with my own two eyes. When you watch this show, you're getting my point of view from what I see. I'm not an expert. No one else is. Nobody's perfect. However, I see the games just like everybody else. And so this show is based on what we all see. I'm a voice for all of us that watch these games, and they want to hear an opinion from somebody that's going to keep it 100 with them, and that's me. So I don't think KU should have that one spot. UCLA could have got it in the West, and then that way you have Purdue in the East. You have Alabama in the South, and then you move Houston up to the Midwest. They quote-unquote get penalized. Matter of fact, you can actually put Purdue in the Midwest because they're in Indiana, and then you move Houston over to the East. And let's say they quote-unquote get penalized for not winning a conference tournament. But they were a number one seed throughout the year. They were in the top 5 pretty much all season long. Then with the last 4 in the first 4 out, North Carolina State, I don't think they should have got in. I think Clemson should have got in over them. But I'm good with the rest of the bracket. I mean, Duke, I'm a Duke fan. Everybody knows that. It's no secret. Them getting a 5 seed, listen, it doesn't bother me at all. I don't make excuses for my team. They are who they are. Everybody know what it is. Everybody know what Duke represents. We're trying to get national championships. However, a 5 seed, I mean, come on. We have 8 losses, yes, but we won 9 straight games. We avenged the Virginia loss that we did win. Kyle Filipowski got fouled at Virginia, if y'all didn't see that game. And there was still time on the clock. They waved it off, and we lost the game. We lost by 1. All he needed to do was hit a free throw to get to overtime. He would have made that free throw. Shoots 80% of the free throw line. That's neither here nor there. We ended up avenging that last night by putting a smack down on Virginia anyway. But with 9 games in a row, they won. I can't be mad at all. So they're winning at the right time, and that's all you want as a basketball fan, as a college basketball fan. You just want your team to be hot come March. And that's where Duke is. They're 5 seed. I think they got favorable matchups. If they play the way they've been playing, they'll be fine. So, again, the X Factor Sports Podcast, this is just a pop-up. We're talking about March Madness. Put your brackets in. You can come join my bracket pool at poolhost.com. I will be posting that during the week. Make sure you get your picks in by Thursday morning when the 64 start. This is Jay Monane. I'm signing off, man. I appreciate you guys for following. Continue. The X Factor Sports Podcast is coming this May. That's right. We are coming in May, and we will be on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. starting this spring in May. So I can't wait to get started. Like I said, there's going to be a lot more production, bells and whistles. There's going to be music. There's going to be graphics. It's going to be a good time, man. I'm ready to get this thing started. But I appreciate you guys for watching. Take care. Have a good night. I'll see you guys in the next pop-up. Peace.